Hello, listeners. Welcome to another episode of Pony 411. This is episode 112 for the week of August 9th. I'm Nemesis, and joining me is Alca7raz.
Yo.
Yeah, we're doing things a bit differently this week. We say that sometimes, but this is actually pretty different.
Yes, we're going to try something really different.
Yes, you will find out a little bit later in the show. But first, we do have, once again, 2 weeks worth of news.
Yay.
And quite a bit of it is actually from, I guess, about one thing in particular.
Yeah.
And we also have a song at the very end of the show.
Yes.
Plus a comic.
And a comic to talk about. Not at the end of the show.
Yeah. Right before the end of the show.
Yeah.
I guess we should just go ahead and jump right into the news. If you want to follow along with it, go to pony411.libsyn.com/show notes. It's LIBSYN. Anyway, in convention news, Brony Scott wants help to pick what charity to give money to. The Spanish Summer Wrap-Up Festival has opened ticket sales. Of course, not surprisingly, the website is in Spanish.
Not surprisingly.
But I guess if you're in Spain or nearby and can go to Spain, okay. Nightmare Nights Dallas has announced Heather Breckel and Kazumi Evans for attendance.
I keep hearing good things about that con. I'd love to go.
But it's in Texas.
It's in Texas, unfortunately.
In fandom news, a new Flufflepuff short is out. Yep. It's a Flufflepuff short.
I actually haven't watched it.
It's Futurama parody.
Yeah. I've seen little things that people talk about.
It's a Flufflepuff short, so it's just, it's weird.
It's Flufflepuff.
Do you want to add creepy-looking anthroponies to Skyrim? Well, now you can.
Awesome.
Why? I wouldn't know. I'm not you.
Yeah.
But it's there. Yep.
That's a thing. Okay. I've always done little bit of mods here and there that have added ponies to it. It's just kind of creepy.
Yeah, they are. The guy who made the cartoon horse program video has made another one. And, yeah. Just watch it if you haven't already.
One's what? Horsemen?
Yep.
As it's called? Yeah, it's funny.
It's absurd.
It is. It's along a similar vein as cartoon horse program.
No narration this time.
Yep.
And by the time you hear this, Ponies Anthology 5 will be out.
Yeah.
They're premiering at BronyCon. Probably right about now, actually, if I remember correctly. But yeah, should be up on YouTube by the time you hear this, and we'll probably watch it and talk about it a little bit next time we have an episode.
Next time we have one.
Maybe it'll actually be our discussion. I don't know. A review of Ponies Anthology 5.
If it's actually good enough to warrant a review.
Yeah, why not? Well, even if it's bad, we can still review it.
True. But I mean, there has to be enough.
It's not like they're not an hour long.
Hey, Anthology 4 was really long, right?
That was a special circumstance. You know it. Another balloon party is coming. This one is called Chromatic Horizons. I wonder what that refers to.
I don't know.
Chromatic.
I had Rainbow and Rooted already.
Yeah. Whatever.
Oh well. We'll see.
Episode 4 of the Follow Equestria radio play is out.
Yay.
If you like that and have been listening, well, there it is. Sunset Shimmer appeared in the Gem and Holograms comic. I just thought you should know.
Of course you would.
This is brand synergy done right.
Yeah. It was a giant sunset plush.
I want a giant sunset plushie.
Of course you do.
I want one to match my giant Twilight plushie.
Of course you do.
Also, lesbian breakfast noises. And by that I mean bacon pancakes cover thing.
Oh, yeah.
It's fun.
Bacon pancakes.
Which apparently the VA who did it said that she'd like to make an extended version if this one's popular enough, which appears to be pretty popular. So yes, lesbian breakfast noises.
Lesbian breakfast noises. Oh boy.
Just like lesbian piano noises.
Yep.
Anyway, moving on to, I guess, less silly things.
Merchandise
news. Rainbow Dash Yahtzee game is available for pre-order. Actually, that's not much less silly.
It's interesting, yes.
So yeah, if you want Rainbow Dash pooping out dice.
An interesting way to put it, but okay. I can see where you're coming from.
Yes. And proving why Kmart almost went out of business, they decided to make a deal with Hasbro for an exclusive Flash Sentry doll. Why is a mystery? But then again, a lot of things Kmart does is a mystery.
Yeah.
Kmart/Sears, because they're the same company now.
Sears does fairly well.
Sears is actually faltering too now.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
They've both been faltering lately. But anyway, Flash Sentry exclusive doll.
You mean I
Bad
have to go
money
find a
management there,
Kmart?
Kmart.
I have
Yeah,
to
if you actually find a
I
Kmart.
have to find a Kmart. Well,
Speaking of exclusive, ASDA is getting an exclusive 2-pack of Twilight Sparkle and Rainbow Dash Friendship Games dolls. If we go by the common logic, it's obvious this means they're being shipped together. Obviously.
I'm okay with that.
Just like Sunset and Twilight were shipped together in the first movie because they're 2-pack, and Twilight and Flash are getting shipped together because they're new 2-pack, and now Twilight and Dash are being shipped together because they're 2-pack.
I'm okay with this.
Moving on. The Hasbro SDCC exclusive toys have been listed on the Hasbro Toy Shop and are still available.
Surprisingly.
Yeah, well, not really. Most
These
of the
ones
stuff
aren't as popular.
There's only a couple. Usually there's only like 2 or 3 things that just sell out real fast. What's really surprised me is the Devastator's still available.
Oh.
Maybe it's just because most people are buying the retail version, like I did.
Yeah.
Not really a fan of the gaudy chrome. Whatever, if you want the Science Twilight doll and the Pinkie Pie chicken in a bucket.
Yep.
There you go. Still full price, not a scalper price either.
Which is nice.
Yeah, but still more expensive than a normal version would be. Aurora has announced new winter gear plushies, this time including brushable hair.
Yeah, instead of the interesting stuff that they've had.
Brushable hair this time. I wonder why they changed.
Yeah,
whatever.
Taking a cue from the TY brand.
Apparently they'll probably be out later this month, judging on the last time they did a winter gear plushie line.
Probably. Well, I may have to get one.
Anyway, Series 3 of the Funko Mystery Minis has been officially revealed and includes the figures that were leaked a bit ago, including Chrysalis, Scootaloo, Cheese Sandwich, etc.
Etc., etc., etc.
Exactly. Princess Luna and the Festival of the Winter Moon now has a cover. Daring Do and the Marked Thief of Maripor is getting a paperback re-release along with the other two, assumingly. I'm not sure that's whatever. And the pre-order is up on Amazon. $10. So
I
if
already
you
have
didn't
the
get the
hardcover,
hardcover collection, another chance. If you didn't want to spend that much or whatever, here's a chance to get it again. I guess. Apparently it's coming out early next year.
Yeah. All right. They're pretty good. So, I mean, if you
we enjoyed
want
them.
Yeah.
For the most part.
I'd recommend getting it if you don't.
We did have a couple bones to pick, but minor things.
But they're pretty good. They're all right.
Hasbro showed off some different ponies for Friendship Day, and they may actually get a release in the future. The one that interests me, though, is the Optimus and Bumblebee one, because they also had like Laverne and Shirley and so on.
Yeah.
Apparently they may be I've seen some language suggesting that they will release them at some point in the future.
That's
in which case, I'd like to have an Optimus.
Of course you would.
Yeah.
They're
pony.
They're pretty cool.
Also, fun fact, I found this out recently. Way back at BotCon 2014, Hasbro had a panel talking about unreleased Transformers. And way back when they released I think it was a Beast Wars, like it was a first Japanese exclusive that came over here. It was a unicorn called Battle Unicorn. They were planning on repainting and retooling it and calling it Twilight Sparkle Prime.
Oh.
An official MLP Transformers crossover release.
Didn't we talk about something like that
I wanted
a while
that.
back?
I wanted something like that.
Yeah.
And I'm finding out they were planning on doing one, but they canceled it.
Oh. Well, they should bring it back.
Yes. Yes, they should.
There's enough.
Oh, it is interesting. The fact they call it Twilight Sparkle Prime would suggest it would be a Princess Twilight if it's a Prime.
If it was a Prime.
Because Primes
it would make sense.
Yeah, Primes are leaders. This was a 2014, so it might have been they were planning it while the whole Princess Twilight thing was just first coming.
Yeah.
Get back on that, Hasbro.
Yeah.
And do other figures as well, I guess.
You guess.
Like Sunset.
And Dash.
Oh, why not just also villains? Because you need villains.
Yeah.
How you have robots fighting if there's no villains to fight? MZB is recalling a bunch of their watches, and apparently this includes their MLP branded ones.
Yeah, something about skin irritation.
Yeah, apparently the backs can come off, the battery covers can come off and cause skin irritation. So they're recalling them if you have one, or your kid has one, because apparently they're child watches.
Go figure, I mean.
Yeah. You probably should
check
go
on
fill
that,
out their form. Get your money back or whatever.
Send it back to them.
Yep. In comic news, Friends Forever, Volume 5 is available for pre-order on Amazon. Friendship is Magic number 33 has a preview on iTunes that's coming out this month. That's the second half of the Night of the Living Apples goofiness.
See how that turns out.
Yes. One thing I already suspected is true from the preview.
I haven't checked the previews. Yes. I don't read them.
And another small preview of Friendship is Magic number 34 was released on Twitter by the artist. Just one panel of Rarity being angry. Oh boy.
Not an unusual state.
Right. Oh boy. A lot of Equestria Girls stuff.
Oh yeah.
A lot. To start, the movie will air at 8 a.m. on September 26th. We knew the date, but not the time. Early in the morning.
I will not be awake for that.
Roughly the same time it would normally be airing the new episode, if we had one.
If we had one.
Yes. The Friendship Games novelization got a small preview. It's pretty different, and if you remember the Rainbow Rocks novelization, it's that same sort of iffy quality.
Yeah.
Of writing, unfortunately. The official Equestria Girls website updated, including character bios and a new synopsis. The synopsis is an interesting part, particularly the line, Sunset Shimmer feels homesick for the magic of Equestria.
Yeah, it's like they use the same synopsis, but keep changing that one line.
Yeah. And it's like, then the question, and of course, they've talked about this at Comic-Con. It's like, is she actually coming back to Equestria because of that line? It's like, it's going to be a major plot point. You'd think something would come of it. I'm just saying.
You're just saying. You just wanted it to happen so bad.
It needs to happen.
My ship must be validated.
Yes. Don't act like you wouldn't do the same thing.
If
they started dropping Twidashins, you'd go
I'd go completely nuts.
But they never will.
I know they never will. Same way they'll never drop Sunset in the show.
Well, they said they were thinking
Sunlight,
about it.
Yeah, they'll never do it.
They said at the very least, they said they're thinking about putting Sunset back in Friendship is Magic. So you never know.
Your ship will not be any more valid than mine. You know it.
If it does, I will gloat forever.
It won't happen.
I would gloat forever. But anyway, Friendship Games, much like Rainbow Rocks before, is getting a series of prequel shorts. 2 of them have already officially released. And more will release every Saturday until the movie is released. Plus, Hasbro released some Fantasy League thing. Yep. Yeah, so 2 of them have released. One is The Science of Magic.
Yeah.
Which was Sunset is trying to figure out how magic works in this human world, because quite frankly, it shouldn't.
And yeah.
Yes, things happen. It was fun.
It was interesting. Yeah.
It kind of shows a nice little contrast between Sunset and Twilight. How they're pretty similar, but also pretty different.
Yeah.
And it was fun. It's also good. Again, got the Sunset's got her new hair.
Yeah, they changed the tone of
Someone needs to ask,
color.
Like, why did you guys change Sunset's hair?
Yeah, the colors are like more muted.
Yeah.
And such.
Don't know why.
I don't know.
And what was the other one was, I don't remember what the other one was called.
Pinky Spy.
Pinky Spy, that's what it was. Yeah, Pinky Spy. Rainbow Dash gets the brilliant idea to spy on Crystal Prep, and then finds out Pinky does the same thing. Except, Pinky's not being subtle.
She's being Pinky.
Yes. And then Dash gets irritated. Well, she winds up being the one who reveals that they are spying.
Yeah.
But it seems like Crystal Prep doesn't actually care.
Yeah.
Go figure.
I mean, all they were doing was just standard exercises.
It was goofy, Pinky nonsense.
Yeah. And Dash getting annoyed.
Yes. And we've seen that before.
Yep.
Pinky Dash shippers.
No.
You know they'll latch on.
I know. They latch onto a lot of things. Just like the rest of us.
Yep.
I can't really blame them, but no.
Yeah. So we will get another one every Saturday until September 26th.
Yep.
Which the movie will air.
And they'll get a really big short.
Yeah. So I guess this actually, when you think about it, this actually pretty much confirms there will not be a theatrical release.
Yeah. Which is weird because the last one went really well.
I'm guessing it's probably Discovery Family.
Maybe.
It's probably Discovery Family's like, no, we don't want to do a theatrical release.
That bites.
Oh, well.
Because Rainbow Rocks had a really good theatrical release.
Equestria Girls actually also had a good theatrical release.
But
money-wise, like I said, I remember they're selling out and having to add new showings they weren't planning on doing.
They did the same with Rainbow Rocks. If I remember
Yeah, but
correctly.
I just remember Equestria Girls, the one that people like to badmouth and say did poorly. One of those.
Did actually
Let's
fairly
edit
well.
history to fit my narrative type things. And in related news, also proving that Hasbro leaks like a sieve, 4 of the shorts released early in Spanish.
Yep.
Granted, most have been taken down, but they're still out there because people, of course, re-uploaded them. I have not watched the Spanish version because, quite frankly, I do not speak Spanish.
I don't
so
speak
I
Spanish
just get
either,
lost.
and I skipped them as well.
And one of these 4, yes, was Pinky Spy, so...
Yep.
That means 3 shorts are out there in Spanish only right now until they all slowly come out. Someone was not paying attention when they uploaded them.
Yeah.
Hasbro's really bad at keeping secrets. I've said that before and I'll say it again.
Yes, they definitely are.
But yeah, if you want to, I guess, if you speak Spanish, well, there it is. Someone's probably already translated it.
Yeah, someone probably
Probably with the captioning on YouTube, whatever. I'm not going to watch them until they're out in English, just so it's because I've noticed a lot of these dubs don't exactly do a very good job of dubbing.
Yeah. It is a problem.
And the final bit of Equestria Girls news, and in a surprise curveball, Hasbro detailed the 2016 entertainment plans, and they apparently included the new Equestria Girls thing called Legends of Everfree. I have no idea what it is yet, but I suspect we'll know soon enough.
Has the Everfree Forest ever even been mentioned in any of the
Equestria
movies?
Girls? No, not in the Equestria Girls.
So it's like, well, that's interesting.
Legends of Everfree. What does it mean? And there was a small picture. It was a Equestria Girl with like a flowery theme.
Yeah, so really nothing to go
We
off
have
of.
no idea if it's another movie or it's
Some people are speculating it's a series.
long rumored series. Might just be a toy line.
Star Swirl Academy. No, that was a different one. It was what was that one?
Equestria Academy.
Equestria Academy. Star Swirl Academy.
That
was
turned
a
out to
fan-made
just
thing.
be a mistranslation thing.
Yeah.
And yeah, but it's other than other people, it might just be just a toy line. But then again, it's like if it's entertainment, why would it be just a toy line?
Yeah.
If it's
know,
another
whole
movie,
bunch
that
of-
means we're getting 4 movies for Equestria Girls movies for the big Friendship is Magic movie.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was one of those things. I wasn't sure. No one was sure. It's like, are they going to end on a trilogy? Are they going to keep going? And then there's this, if it's a series, and then there's the Legends of Everfree. What the heck is that?
Yeah, what even is that? We have no context for this.
Yeah, is it? And then there's speculation they might be moving away from the high school setting and kind of possibly moving to a different kind of like thing.
No one knows.
I don't know.
What does it have to do with the Everfree?
Supernatural stuff? I don't know.
Supernatural is the Everfree.
And magic, and well, we'll find out.
We will
Next year,
eventually
probably,
when it happens,
or when it leaks,
because that's probably going to happen.
because that always happens.
Like a sieve.
Every single Equestria Girls movie has had a major leak before the official announcement.
Yeah.
Anyway, in Friendship is Magic news, a My Little Pony / Littlest Pet Shop DVD is coming out in the fall, and it's going to be winter themed.
Winter wrap up.
Yeah, no, that's not on there.
Because that's old.
No, it's just probably because it's more, ending winter. But it's Hearthwarming Eve, Tanks for the Memories, and the Pinky Party Pooped. And then 3 winter-themed Littlest Pet Shop episodes, which I don't watch that, so...
Same.
But yeah, if you watch them both or whatever, there's a combo DVD. Winter-themed, coming out in the fall. Good for you. The first half of Season 5 has hit Netflix in the US, UK, and Australia.
Yay.
Remember, just the first half.
Just the first half.
Not the second half.
That would
The
be
second half.
That would be a serious screw up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember when they accidentally added Season 3 to Netflix early, but it wasn't watchable?
Yeah.
It was just you could see the listings.
Oops.
And a screenshot from each episode. But yeah, so if you've been wanting to watch it on Netflix, in those 3 countries, it's available.
There you go.
Oh, and here's a weird one. Apparently,
Big
William
weird one.
Shatner is interested in guest starring on Friendship is Magic.
Big Jim goes, "Hey, I hear you like ponies. Would you like?
Would you like,
Would you like to guest
get back to me
star?"
in September.
Get back to me. I'm busy right now, but that might be interesting. Oh crap!
This would be the 3rd major guest voice.
That would be amazing. People are
And the second one
suspecting
Star
like,
Trek related.
maybe he can call some other people in too. Imagine having a John Delancey and Shatner in an episode. That would be, and maybe we can pull Patrick Stewart into this as well.
Might as well pull him in.
We'll have Patrick Stewart and John Delancey back together. That would be awesome.
It'd be crazy.
So yeah, I don't know what they'll do with him if he does, but I mean, it's William Shatner.
They'd have to make the episode a lot longer to account for his pauses.
It's almost like having Christopher Walken in there.
Yes. But yeah, if it happens, that will be interesting.
Yeah.
And at this point, it'd have to be a season 7. Did they just inadvertently confirm season 7?
They might be able to pull it off.
Because season 6 they've already recorded for.
That's true.
Or recording for, and if he's not available to September, that means they've already written all the episodes.
Or they'll throw him into this. Well, or they'll throw him into the movie.
Yeah. Well, remember the movie's already being written too.
Written but not recorded. They could still throw him in.
I understand they're already recording the movie.
Interesting.
They're already recording it, from what I understand. And how's this for news? The Friendship is Magic movie has a distributor, and it's Lionsgate.
Lionsgate.
They also announced that Kristen Chenoweth will be playing a brand new character for the movie.
And she's a very high-profile actor.
Yeah, and they also, in the very first My Little Pony movie, they got Danny DeVito.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they get high-profile people.
Yeah. Actually, that's a little bit interesting. That's Lionsgate.
Mm-hmm.
This is actually...
And who they got for the first Transformers movie? Leonard Nimoy, Judd Nelson, Robert Stack. A couple of well-known names there.
I think...
Orson Welles. In his final role. So yeah, they're pretty capable of getting big profile names for their movies.
Yeah. Lionsgate's a bit interesting because I think M.A. Larson's book, Pennyroyal Academy, has a movie deal and it's Lionsgate.
Right.
So it's interesting. It's like, huh.
Oh, okay, that's right. The Lionsgate have done the Hunger Games. They were the distributors for Hunger Games and the Twilight Saga.
This also confirms it's not Sony, because there was that big thing that they wanted Sony to do.
Sony was in talks, so...
Yeah, and apparently that didn't happen, which might be a good thing. From what I was hearing, and it's like totally rumor, that Sony was wanting to change things and make it like a Ponies and NYC type thing.
Ugh.
That's complete rumor. I can't confirm that at all.
That surprised me. It's just people being cynical.
But that's what I've heard was something that may have come out of the big Sony email leak.
Yeah.
Which is where we heard they were in talks. So... But yeah, Lionsgate.
Oh, they also were distributed The Expendables.
Yep.
And The Day After Tomorrow.
I have that on DVD somewhere.
I'm sorry. But yeah, that is, in fact, the news for now.
Yup.
Because, well, things keep happening, even as we talk. But anyway, we said we were going to do something a little bit different this episode, and when I said different, I really meant different, not just, just a slight tweak.
Yeah, so are we talking about ponies?
We are not.
We are not. That's
We're not
a big
talking
difference.
about ponies, not this week. We are because it is a hiatus, and well, we're all trying to survive this hiatus, because it kind of came unexpectedly.
Yeah, we had no idea.
Well, what's a good way to survive it? Watch other stuff.
What kind of other things can we do?
Maybe other cartoons.
Yeah.
So we both have, I guess, several cartoons that we both enjoyed well enough to tell other people to watch.
Yeah.
So we're just going to kind of go off and just kind of loosey-goosey, no particular order of best to worst. Yeah, no best to worst or anything, just kind of say a cartoon and why we think it's good and you should watch it.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go ahead and start off with an old one.
Ooh.
A really old one. The Beast Wars cartoon from the mid-90s.
Beast Wars, Transformers.
Yes, Transformers, Beast Wars. This was Transformers' big return. And it is a wonderful show. I'm going to say this also right now. The CG animation, it's mid-90s CG. It's really, really...
It's 90s.
Rough.
It's 90s.
It's really rough. But you need to get past that. If you can get past that, the writing is wonderful. Seriously, it is a good show that makes lots of little winks to existing Transformers fans, but also just manages to find its own identity.
Yeah. And
also manages to seamlessly kind of come into the original G1 canon as well. It's just a really great, well-written show with lots of fun characters, some good dramatic moments, some good comedic moments, and just overall wonderful to watch, especially my favorite episode, Code of Hero. If you've seen the show, you know what I'm talking about. Just if you haven't watched it, go ahead, and I'm pretty sure it's still on Netflix. I'm not 100% certain on that, though. But if it is, go watch it there. Trust me.
Unfortunately for me, I haven't actually seen... I was never... I was never really into Transformers, so I never watched that one, so I can't really say much about it.
Yeah, I'll also say there are a couple dud episodes, but that's to be expected.
Yeah, I think every episode, series, I think every series has a dud, at least one.
Yeah.
1 or 2 dud episodes. So
but it is still a wonderful show.
Yeah.
They even managed to, because they weren't even sure at one point they were going to come back for another season, managed to actually write in a way that was almost final, but also come back from it in a way that made sense.
Yeah. Let's see. Cartoons. I mean, old ones?
Old or new?
Old ones. I mean, there's a whole bunch of old ones, but my memory's a little scratchy on the details. Go back and watch Animaniacs.
Animaniacs.
Animaniacs. That was hilarious. I mean, any of the Warner Brothers stuff from that era.
That includes Tiny Toon Adventures and Freakazoid.
Yeah, even little bits in the standard stuff.
Yeah, because you got a lot of the same writers and stuff is what happened.
Yeah.
So,
but it was one of those, and I think Animaniacs did this more than the rest of them, where they just slipped so much stuff in there.
And even the stuff that's not just innuendo and stuff is still hilarious.
Yeah, but they were able to get so much stuff in past the censors on that. It's one of those. You don't really watch it for just the storylines. It's all about all the other little things that they pull off, all the little jokes that they do.
It's like almost a return to classic Looney Tunes in many senses, but also a new thing as well.
Yeah.
So it is a really good. I would echo that. This is a really good cartoon.
It was.
It's a really good, just not serious cartoon.
Yeah, jokes like the Prince joke, or
I found prints. No, fingerprints.
I don't think so. It's like, exactly. Or when they're all tossing around the doctor's little statue. It's a bust. Stop touching my bust.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody. It's just stuff like that they slip in there all the time.
Yeah, it's a great
if
show.
you can find it, I don't know where you can find it now, but it's hilarious.
I'm pretty sure it's been released on DVD.
Yeah.
So there is that.
Probably.
There are also other ways.
There are other ways, but...
Cough.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of which one of my other ones I should go with next. I'm going to go with, go ahead and just say Kim Possible.
Kim Possible.
Yes, Kim Possible. I made him watch it recently, so
yes,
at least this one he knows
I know about it.
Yeah. This one, it's a mid-2000s Disney cartoon, which doesn't give you a lot of confidence, but is probably, at the time, one of their better... At the time, in 2002, was like a big surprise.
Yeah, they had not so...
Just kind of came out of nowhere. It's, if you don't know, it's about a globe-trotting cheerleader who saves the world on a regular occasion, but also tries to have a normal high school life.
Yes. So
it's kind of a weird... I'm trying to think. High school meets James Bond... type thing.
I don't...
It's really hard to describe without actually watching. She also has a sidekick named Ron Stoppable, and
who's obviously the best character.
He's klutz and kind of a dork.
His pants always fall off.
He is a dork.
He is a dork.
And the thing is, okay, it's a 4-season long show. It's also got a couple... I will say season 1 at times is a bit rough.
It usually is.
Yeah, they're still trying to find the... Season 2 and 3 is, in my opinion, the pinnacle of the show. Like, that is when the show was at its best, firing on all cylinders. Season 4, while had some good moments, I think was kind of a letdown.
Season 4 wasn't supposed to happen.
Yeah, which wasn't supposed to initially happen. Was kind of a letdown in many ways. I just feel in some ways it just kind of got the focus shifted in a way I wasn't really not feeling. And there's a couple of things I was just kind of finding that's like, I don't know. So if you really want to, you can actually stop at the original series finale, which was their big the drama movie, and that would work. But if you really want to continue, you can also keep going in season 4.
Yeah.
But I would still recommend it mostly for season 2 and 3, but season 1 is a bit rough. And it does have a couple of the cheesy Disney Channel stuff things in it. So
yeah,
just
there are a
know
few.
that.
I remember a few of those dud episodes.
Yes,
But
there are a couple that there's one episode in particular. It's just why. But overall, I'd still say it's a fantastic little thing. It's actually all the way how I got into ponies in a way.
yes, that's an interesting story there too.
Yeah. It's a kind
One
of how
that
I
I'm
got
not
into ponies.
part of.
Go figure.
Yeah, but yeah, you made me watch it fairly recently, so it's mostly fresh in my memory. My memory's a horrible thing, but it is very enjoyable. I mean, there's a lot of things that we say about ponies.
Mm.
You know how it's meant for girls, but it ends up being really good. And I think I would almost, even though the writers are probably very different, I would say this is sort of the start of a lot of that because it's you have
Powerpuff Girls.
What?
Powerpuff Girls were at the same time.
Oh,
doing the same sort
Powerpuff
of
Girls
thing.
was the same people too.
Which is
So
also another
Powerpuff
thing I
Girls
would
was probably the
recommend
first one,
watching,
but this is another one that's similar like that. You have a female protagonist that, while she does have her girly side, she isn't the stereotypical girl. I mean, she saves the world. She's athletic. She isn't it's not all frilly. Let's have picnics and tea parties. It isn't like this. Like, oh, it's something you can sit down and everyone can enjoy. It's not. Yeah. It's actually really good. So, and it's got again some fairly high profile voice actors.
Yeah, some you know better than others.
Seriously.
Yeah, you got John DiMaggio.
Seriously.
Yeah, Tara Strong was in it.
Yes, she was.
Will Friedle, if you don't know, that's Eric from Boy Meets World. And he also did Terry in Batman Beyond.
Yeah.
So you
yeah,
should know him.
It's a pretty good show. You should probably go watch it and have to tweet Nemesis on what he means by how it's his start in the ponies.
Oh boy,
so he can tell you
I think
that
more
story.
than 140 characters.
They break it up into multiple ones.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it's a good show. Go watch it. Go find it and watch it. I don't think I have any older ones that I have enough recollection.
Move to new if you need to. We don't have to be here all day.
So, I don't know. There is one that's coming out. Well, that's active right now.
Yeah. Several of those.
There's several of them. So, I mean, I'll take one, and I know the other one I'll let you have.
All right.
Gravity Falls.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
Gravity
yes.
Falls.
It's... I was not expecting it.
No one was.
No one was. It's a Disney. It's
Again.
Disney, right? Again, Disney. But, wow,
it's good Disney.
It's really good Disney. Holy crap, continuity.
Yeah.
That's probably one of its biggest points.
Yeah.
Well, good writing.
Pretty rock solid continuity.
Mostly good writing. I enjoy it a lot.
Very, very good writing.
But that's another one. There's a big overarching plot line.
Mm-hmm.
Well, each episode plays out on its own, and you can mostly watch them without regards.
I would say though,
this is definitely one where
order.
you need to watch them in order, so you get the idea of the overarching plot
if
line.
you don't, there will be things you won't get.
Yeah, we don't see those kind of things.
Quite frankly, also there'll be things you won't get even if you do watch in order until later on, when a later episode will reveal. Oh.
Yeah, well, the rest of us who have been watching go.
I would not surprise me if most of you are already watching it.
Oh yeah, it's pretty big right now.
Watch it.
But yeah, it's nice to see something with an overarching plot line because we don't see that much anymore.
Twins Dipper and Mabel go to the Northwest in Oregon and spend the summer with their great Uncle Stan. Then find out this place is not normal.
Yeah.
Lots of weird supernatural stuff is going on.
Yeah, and it slowly starts revealing more and more and more.
One thing I like was it took a character who could have easily just been a one-dimensional antagonist and made her way more complex.
Which one was that?
Pacifica.
Oh yes, Pacifica.
Yeah, it took a character that could have just easily just been a one-dimensional, just
could have been a diamond tiara.
Yeah, and made her much more complex and made it. Oh wow, we kind of feel bad for her. Her entire
family her dad's Nathan Fillion.
Yeah,
yeah, that's a big one there. But
and recently got J.K. Simmons.
Yeah,
and Weird Al.
Yes, Weird Al.
And and also in a connection to My Little Pony, M.A. Larson wrote an episode. Yes. Although he said he didn't enjoy it.
Yeah, that's what he said. And I think recently, again with the BronyCon because that's happening right now. I think he said because it was near the beginning that he wrote that episode. At that point, the characters weren't quite as tightened up, and things were a bit more loose on story and character development, and he didn't really like it because of that.
Huh.
I vaguely remember what they were saying in the interview.
Okay.
And while he says that it's probably a lot better now, it left a bad taste in his mouth, so he doesn't really want to go back.
That makes sense. But still, it is still a phenomenal episode, or not episode, but show with phenomenal episodes.
Yes. And I'm just caught up on the continuity part of it. It's just like
so nice because it's just there's some stuff people figured out before it was officially revealed, but they'll even make stupid jokes towards the fan base.
Oh yeah, or like there's little things at the end of the episode, that weird little, or like the end of the intro scene, little ciphers, little things. It's almost like an ARG.
It's fun,
which is really cool.
That's one of the things nice about it is it does not treat kids like morons.
Exactly.
It's like they're smart enough to figure this out.
Yes.
And they are.
Which I can lead back into my point again. The continuity, we don't see it because people think,
kids won't get it.
They want it to be easy for people to just jump into. It's like...
Which, there is a point to that.
I guess. I mean, if you start midway,
some shows,
don't start midway.
Some shows, it's just like, it makes sense. You don't really need a continuity, so it's just, you can jump in at any time and not feel lost.
Yeah.
But other shows, you kind of want that continuity.
Yeah.
Both have a
some
place.
Producers just don't want the continuity because, they want more people to watch, so they want people to be able to just jump in the middle of it. It's like, no, it's going to hurt your show.
Yeah.
Or it can hurt your show.
Very good. Very good show.
Yeah. Good show.
Another currently running show, Steven Universe.
Yes. Holy crap.
Yes, I'm going to say this. Ignore that particular part of the fan base which is hostile and tries to make sure no one else comes in.
The gatekeepers?
Yeah, the gatekeepers. They're a
big thing.
They're kind of a nasty vocal part of the fan base. Thankfully, it seems like most of the fan base isn't like that.
Yes.
Ignore them. I know a lot of people did not want to watch this show just because of them, but watch it. It's another show with a nice, solid continuity.
Yeah, and one that you don't realize till later.
And it's about Steven, who is a kind of a half human, half gem, because the crystal gems are aliens from another world. Yes. And there's 3 gems who are protecting him in the Earth. And I will say this also. It's like the first 4 or 5 episodes are kind of like...
Yeah, the first...
It takes it like good 4 or 5 episodes before it really finds its footing and goes.
Yeah, it starts out kind of light, and then things start getting revealed more and
dark
more, and it's like
weird and
then some of those episodes it just ends and just
it doesn't end on a happy note every single time.
Wow, and it's just like I never knew a cartoon could make me feel this before.
Yeah. They said, "Why would you watch a cartoon about people feeling sad or whatever?" And it's like,
because
meta joke.
Like, wow. Yeah,
it's a really good cartoon, and it's got another one like it's got a nice mix of goofy comedy bits and just serious character development.
Yeah,
and it's also nice because like Gravity Falls, it has lots of little hints about what's going on in the background and stuff that you kind of may not necessarily pick up on when you first watch it.
Yep.
And you have to wait, and stuff that like you hear a piece of, and you're like, what's that mean? And then several episodes later, there it is. There's the answer, or part of the answer.
Yeah, every answer just gives you more questions.
Yeah, it's sometimes drives you crazy, but other times it's just overall great. And also it's a show that has nice representation.
Yes,
because of a certain character. I will not spoil it if you haven't seen it. It's just these things that it's like, oh hey, look, that's cool.
That's cool. Yeah, it's a great show.
Yes, he doesn't really have much more.
Yeah, I got some old ones, but they're not ones that I can really say I recommend because they were when I was really young. So I loved them, but they probably won't hold up anymore. What?
Gotta go fast.
Yes, I watched lots of Sonic. AOSDH and the SATAM ones.
Don't worry, but you fit in with Leakfish in them.
I liked them.
But anyway, I do have another recommendation. This is the Avatar series,
which
both
I
of them
have not watched yet.
Which I will have to fix.
Yes,
the Avatar: The Last Airbender and Avatar: The Legend of Korra, both of which are, I say, fantastic for different reasons. They're very different. I will say also Avatar, the original one, It's 3 seasons. The first season kind of starts off a little more like it's another one that starts off a little rough, and it kind of at times it feels like they're trying to just this almost feels like they're trying to write, okay, this is what we're expected to write, because it's a kids cartoon.
Yeah.
As much as we like these things, they are for kids.
For kids.
Yeah, but it kind of like it very moral of the week type stuff, very light, much more lighthearted. But towards the end of season 1, then season 2 and 3, it got more serious, and it's like, okay, let's go crazy and do this stuff, and it is wonderful for it. Nice deep characters, lots of drama, all this drama stuff. Even makes fun of itself when it needs to. It's wonderful with a wonderful ending. The original Avatar with Aang, Katara, Ta, all that stuff.
I haven't seen.
Yes, it's wonderful.
Haven't seen it, although I see lots of references.
And it's also goofy
all over the.
And it's also weird because for me, it took me a while to actually sit down and watch it. But I knew about it just because the shipping wars spilled over into so much of the internet, and it's like I knew about the shipping wars before I even knew about the show.
Yeah,
it was crazy. But also the sequel series, Legend of Korra, it's a kind of a little different tonally in some ways. It was supposed to only be like a miniseries, but it kind of goes popular enough they blew it up into a full-blown 3-season, sort of 4-season thing. Season 1 is pretty good. The first half of season 2 is really rough. I will say that first half of season 2 is really rough and sometimes almost bad. After a certain point in season 2, picks up again, and season 3 is phenomenal and goes into places of like, whoa, they actually did that. And there's several times you're just like, they did that on a kids cartoon?
Oh wow. And
then season 4 also sometimes continues that, and sometimes it does falter. It does end on a nice note that a lot of people are happy with.
Yeah.
And I won't, even though you probably already know exactly what it is, I'm not going to spoil it.
Most people have already. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you haven't watched it, watch it. It's a great, great show.
Yeah, I've heard so many good things, so I'll probably have to watch that.
You will need to. I'll need to find a way to show it to you.
Yes.
And I guess my final kind of sort of recommendation, it's not a full recommendation quite yet. It's Star versus the Forces of Evil.
I've heard of it.
It just started a little bit ago. It's another Disney show. I think at this point it's still trying to find its footing. So it's had a couple of episodes, but you can see the potential. It seems to have just started a story arc. So I'm hoping that goes great places, but as it stands, it's still, I think it's at this point, it has a lot of potential, but it still needs to really find its footing. But it does have some funny bits in it, which is why I'm like, so it's kind of a sort of recommendation right now.
It seems good at the moment, but we're not entirely certain where it's going to go.
I'm not totally certain where it's going to go. I'm hoping it doesn't just fizzle out, because it's at that point where it's just, it could go either way. It's only it's not very far in yet, but I've enjoyed most of what I've seen, but I'm still kind of worried about where it'll go. Also, it's got Alan Tudyk.
That's always good.
Yes, it is. And I guess that is
most
of my recommendations.
Most of them. There are a couple that you have.
A couple stuff we might have to come back to at some point.
Yep.
But
maybe
hopefully those will keep you busy until Season 5 comes back.
Yes, let's hope Disney doesn't kill Gravity Falls with their horrible release schedule.
Yeah. How they release Gravity Falls, they have a dartboard.
Yeah, basically.
Just throw a dart and see where it lands. That's the next release. So that's why we sometimes get oh look, 2 weeks in a row with new Gravity Falls, and then
nothing.
3 months with nothing. But anyway, that is
primary discussion.
Yeah, I guess. We also have a comic.
Yes.
Friends Forever 19 just came out.
Yeah.
Is Rarity and the Cakes.
Yep.
In it, Rarity was helping plan something out, a wedding.
Oh, a wedding.
And Twilight said something, and Rarity gets the idea. Business venture with the cakes.
For weddings.
Yeah. Basically the whole package.
Yep.
And it seems like a good thing. It seems like the cakes are a little leery because Rarity has a tendency to not accept no.
Yeah.
And surprise, Rarity does not accept no.
Yeah.
And I guess that's a good way to summarize it.
It escalates and...
Yeah, it escalates. Rarity
and
gonna Rarity.
And is resolved when problem happens.
It was fun.
It was fun. It was interesting.
I liked it. It was goofy. It made a couple jokes I liked. Made me laugh pretty good.
Yeah.
And it's Rarity being her crazy. It's crazy Rarity, so that always makes it kind of fun. I would say for the $4 they're asking, definitely check this one out.
Yeah, I say for $4, go ahead and get it. I'm not a huge Rarity fan, so it didn't really interest me as much. It's like it's Rarity. Okay. But there was a couple points, and I liked how it was resolved. It's like, yeah, those two definitely know how to deal with it.
It's fun.
So yeah,
I think it's really fun.
it was alright.
I was surprised. I wasn't sure what to expect from it, but I found it fun. So I recommend it. And that's it for the comic. I guess. We don't have a lot to say about it.
There's not a huge amount to say without spoiling everything.
I think we're starting to run long.
We are a little bit. We got a few more minutes.
We do have a song, though.
Yeah, I've got one.
One song.
Archie, back again. Again, he's apparently back again, as the song would say. Made a song. This is based off of, inspired by episode 100. The slice of life is what he says, if I remember correctly. But it's fun. It's bouncy. It is Archie as you expect it. So if you like any of his previous stuff, you'll like this one too.
Right. Yeah, it's good. It's just, it's an Archie song.
It's an Archie song.
I think the problem is it suffers from the same problem a lot of Archie songs suffer from, which is it feels longer than it should be.
There is a radio edit that's shorter.
I know, but I'm just saying it feels longer than it should be.
Probably.
This is a common problem with Archie songs, and I don't know why.
Yeah.
Even though I'm like, it's only 5 minutes long. What the heck does it feel? Why does it feel like it's 7?
It would probably be better as like a 4-minute.
Yeah, but it's
song,
like, why does it feel like
shorter?
it's 7 or 8 minutes long?
Which is why there's a radio edit, but.
It's weird. I don't know. And I was sitting here like, is this actually MLP related? Because I was like,
he says it was inspired by episode 100.
If he says so, okay. But I'm just listening to him like,
It's always tough to tell when there's no lyrics or anything like
barely
that.
any lyrics.
Yeah, there's one thing.
There's a couple, but they sound pretty generic. So I don't know.
Yeah, it's house lyrics, so it's like, yeah. Okay.
So I'm just like, I guess, but if he says he was inspired by MLP, okay.
It's on his Pony channel.
Okay.
Which is where this one was released at, not his standard Deso.
But yeah, I guess it's good. It's not my favorite, but it's good. Just, I guess it suffers from the same problem a lot of Archie songs do.
But if you like his songs, there you go.
I guess that's that. I do not have a fanfics. Nothing updated. I got nothing new. Work's killing me.
Yep. I'm surprised that there's no fanfics. I haven't seen very many fanfics. Any of mine update recently. Yeah. It's like
all of them just aren't updating, and the new ones is just like, this is all right. This is good premise, bad writing.
I'm a little surprised. Maybe they're all just being written.
Some of them it's like, this might be interesting, but I don't know yet. Or it's like, this almost was interesting, but then went into a weird area that kind of meh. But anyway, that's it for this episode. If you enjoyed it, I promise, though, we will not usually go into non-pony stuff for our main discussion. This was kind of a weird thing.
It's a hiatus. We have some
born of desperation. But anyway, if you enjoyed it, you can listen to past and future episodes at pony411.libsyn.com. Again, that is LIBSYN. You can also listen to these shows on iTunes. You can go search for Pony 411 and subscribe there. You can go via YouTube, youtube.com/pony411. You can also listen to us on Stitcher, stitcher.com, or the Stitcher apps on iOS or Android. Search again for Pony 411. Or you can also listen to us via Ponyville FM every other Tuesday night, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, until the hiatus is over, and then we'll go back to every week.
Yep.
You can also find us via Ponyville Live, ponyvillelive.com. We're listed on there. New episodes will be listed in their big banner thing. You just got to wait for it to rotate through, or click through yourself, either way, if you're impatient. If you want to contact us, though, You can email us, pony411podcast@gmail.com. Comments, criticisms, questions, whatever. Please don't be rude.
Please. I don't like that.
Yeah. We also have Facebook. Facebook.com/pony411. Like us there. We also release the new episodes, and we'll talk about them on there. Hey, it's out.
Yep.
Yay. We're also on Twitter.
Twitter.
@pony411. That is our primary method of communication.
Yep.
So if you want to follow us there, that's nice. You can, tweet us, retweet us, favorite. We talk to you sometimes.
Sometimes.
DM us even if you have a private thing you don't want the world to see. And it's pretty short. You can also follow our personal Twitters. I'm at Nemesis Prime 1. He's at Alca7raz with a 7 and 7T and an underscore at the end. Join us in 2 weeks for another episode. And we might be doing something between.
Yep.
We'll figure it
We'll
out.
Figure something out if we do something.
We might not. Not always happen. Sometimes we just kind of need a weekend where I'm just alone.
That's too much. I can't take it anymore. Lock yourself
Anyway,
in.
hope you enjoy it. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Hope you enjoyed the next one and the one after that and so on, so on, so on.
All of them.
Yeah, and all of them. Until then, though, please pony responsibly, guys. Goodbye.